Welcome back, everybody, or I should say welcome. Getting to the end of the open qualifier of our RGN series. I believe both of these teams have moved on to the close qualifier, at least, just battling for a chance directly into the Pro Series. I'm Lace Jesus, joined by Seaside this time. This is our first time casting together. Are you excited?
It is, man. I'm excited. I'm new to this, and I love it. It's addicting.
Yeah, it's pretty fun, you know, and it gives people like me a chance to stay relevant after they get bad at the game. It's a good deal. I like it a whole bunch, and hopefully I can give you a good welcome. But I'm not sure how much you know about these two teams. I know a lot more about CAZ than I do PRiDE. Apparently, PRiDE has been killing it at the local Poland lands. After CS:GO Lounge, the team got to Hollywood to keep participating. But I have just a bias towards the CAZ side because of how much I've seen them play. I don't know about you.
I heard about ZNF. He was on Enemy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
ZNF.
ago.
Then he moved to Germany. A nutty gamer, that's for sure. Now he's on the roster at CAZ. Other than that, I haven't watched too much of both of these teams. How's CAZ been doing? What have they been up to?
I mean, a lot of their games have been pretty close. It's not like they have stomped any of their competition. Both these teams entered the lower bracket at the same round, where PRiDE stomped their opponents, I believe 16-2 or 3, something like that, whereas CAZ kind of struggled a little bit, 16-10 or 11. But based upon that, I guess we can give a little bit more of the edge to PRiDE, but again, I'm in the dark on the PRiDE side. I have no idea how they're going to stack up against this CAZ lineup. CAZ, I mean, they got an op on Suya, not the most impactful of ops, but he can get you the sure kills, whereas on the PRiDE side, I have no idea who's going to be opping, what kind of T side I'm going to see, if they're an aggressive CT side or not. But I'll let you get into the pistol round as we are now live. Again, lower bracket action. Loser is going home, but still on the close qualifier.
Yeah, we got CAZ going onto the CT side and PRiDE onto the T. We're going to see a bunch of utility on the PRiDE side. 3 smokes, 3 flashes, and 3 nades. And
Wow.
they're just kit and smoke on the side of CAZ, so it looks like they're going to hit something. They're going to hit it quick.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot of utility. Do you need that much for this A bomb site? And a lot of nades, too, so I'm wondering where these nades are going to be placed, because they have 3 smokes. You can assume that they'll be default smokes from what I'm seeing, and then they're going to heavy nade stack something, but they're walking right into a stack here.
Yeah, they are. And God, YNC trying to tune in from Ichabod. He's going to jump up over the smoke and he'll find one. Almost finds a second. And here comes Rom. The nice look spot. Finally drops the bomb, and he finds a nice second shot there and a third, and that's just a clean-up slaughter there on the A bomb site coming up from CAZ.
Yeah, that was a murder. PRiDE attempted to triple nade stack the ticket booth. The idea was there from PRiDE, and they had a nice execution onto the bomb site. But when you don't fight for map control or anything like that early on, even on pistol, you can be walking into a stack. And PRiDE, unfortunately, did. The triple nade for ticket, I'm surprised it didn't yield them a kill, considering that CAZ had 4 people inside of that A-bomb site. But a clean round from CAZ, nonetheless. PRiDE with the force buy round where they leave the bomb inside of the spawn. They get the entry, but eventually somebody's going to have to go back and get it.
Yeah, someone's going to have to be that one guy to make the walk of shame back to that bomb. As they did get that opening frag, and now they're just going to slow things down. With a minute 25 remaining, they don't have to pressure anything, and Smooya doesn't tag him with a scout, but he gets instant and replied. Nice shots coming out. Reitz, he's trapped. Getting pinned from the push coming out from Rom, and Rom's going to get that free frag and no one there to trade.
So I guess the plan is to get map control, try to avoid giving up many kills to the CAZ push, and then one of the wings, either A or B, would fall back and grab the bomb. Bomb has been retrieved towards the B side, but they're going towards a bomb site where there's still 2 CAZ people. And then ZNF, he's on his way, creeping up from the underpass. Critical frag here, and Exis will pick it up. But again, still 2 players over here for CAZ. Rom has actually shifted himself to the other side of B apartments. And if PRiDE plan on continuing into B, I mean, the round's probably going to be decided right here.
Yeah, with 35 seconds remaining, looks like they are going to commit to this. In the meantime, get that frag, and Camille gets Smooya on the lurk out of A, and it's all on God. NYC, or NC, excuse me, and PRiDE are just gonna read this and hard rotate to A, where they have a player already on the site. And what can God at YNC do here with Camille already holding this? And there you go.
Death. 1 Deeg to the back. Yeah, it's an unfortunate round for YNC. I believe his name is Yannick. I don't want to say it. I'm not 100%. But an unfortunate round for CAZ. I mean, what can you really fault them for other than they got wrecked by Deagles? And yeah, they might have got a bit aggressive towards the B side without supporting each other. But I don't mind his position when you're down a man in a 4-on-5 or even a 4-on-4. And unfortunately, CAZ just get outshot. I don't think that was well thought out at all from PRiDE. It just comes, sure, it's well thought. If you, the plan is to hit your shots, but if you don't, well, I'm not sure where that round goes. A 1-1. Now CAZ will have upgraded, not a force buy, but definitely heavily invested into these upgraded pistols. They're hoping one more time that PRiDE will hit towards the A site. And this time, PRiDE spread out, map control the itinerary. They're going to get everything they want. And it's just going to come down to how well they scout. Because if they plan on just getting map control, falling back, and then hitting a bomb site without prodding into both bomb sites, they may still walk into this A bomb site stack. And with upgraded pistols, that could be a problem. But it looks like they're going to fall back, and that sucks for CAZ.
Yeah, and it looks like CAZ, they're not getting aggressive. They're not going to get any info, but both team has pretty much no info. The bomb working its way back to top mid, and with 2 rifles, mid is definitely a place where you want these, using their distance. And it looks like they are going to get full top mid control. And CAZ, I like this from them, not getting overzealous, not pushing anywhere, just waiting for the push to come to them from PRiDE. And it looks like PRiDE are just going to go right up catwalk with no interference at all, and they should know at this point. B's almost empty. They're going to clear the tight corners in the bomb site. Suit Noob, I'll call him, gets 1 kill. Snoop. There you go.
We don't know what to call this guy.
I don't know. Dollar sign?
The money sign, is it a silent money sign? Is it just like Oon B? I mean, it's like a silent god in YNC's name as well. But unfortunate for CAZ, they choose the wrong bomb site. They do get a MP7 out of the deal. Or an MP9, but there's another kill. Cutting into that economy a little bit from PRiDE, but I don't think they're losing any rifles out of this ordeal. And I am surprised that they're going to continue on the hunt. Is it worth it to lose these AKs in exchange for taking away your opponent's pistols? I don't think so, but it's not going to matter, as Camille will take down ZNF and ROM. So now 2-1 for PRiDE. Thought that round was ending better than it would have for CAZ, but they only survived with 1 player. Taking away 2 guns. Again, not sure if PRiDE lost any rifles there, so not too impactful of kills from CAZ. And that's what happens when you guess the wrong bomb site. You could argue that they should have fought for middle information or maybe taken a peek down short A, but then if you do that, it may reveal that you have a stack on said bomb site. Now, there's merits to both prodding a little bit and sitting back entirely. Soon B, as I'm going to safely go with, will take down YNC at middle. Not many options here for CAZ. Again, they go for the A stack, but as long as PRiDE do what they did last round, they shouldn't have a problem giving up all too many kills. Though they did aggress at the end of the round.
Yeah, they did, and Rom's, nice try from him. He actually did dink.
Close.
Wells there, yeah, it was really close. And then ZNF, just gonna, no point in trying to hold on to these pistols at this point with a minute 15 remaining. Gun battles are their friends, but they're gonna actually try to dual peek mid here, get the deagle in the hand. But Exodus is ready for this, and they know exactly where Jesp is now. His goal is just to get at least a frag, but it won't happen. And there we have it. It's gonna be 3-1 now for PRiDE, going into CAZ's second rifle round now. Let's see what they can do. The ops instantly bought. No utility with it. And let's see what the rest of his team will buy up around it.
A lot of discussion, it seems.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
so
with
the dual
double op.
Yeah.
Okay, so Smooya and Jesp both picking it up. I don't remember seeing this a whole lot from the CAZ side, so it's a little different. And wow, PRiDE, first round. This is a strong first gun round. You're betting a lot. You're just going to hit that A bomb site, test it right away. And if you get it done, well, then we'll play heavy into the rest of the match. But it doesn't look like it's going well for PRiDE as they're struggling to take up this A ramp. And they've lost their other prong to attack from. Their upper player's already dead, so they're just going to call it off and try to fall back in this 4-on-5. And I think that's the best move, considering how that started. No aggression coming out of the Palace, allowing CAZ to focus all their attention and nades onto that short A. I think it's a safer bet to fall back here.
Oh, completely. They didn't get the opening frag that they wanted, and smart on them not to use that utility. They got fragged and they decided, okay, let's fall back into default, see if we can find something else around the map. Don't want to run into the grinder, which definitely was set up with 2 CT and 2 jungle, just waiting and begging for the players on PRiDE to run out right into the crosshairs. Meanwhile, around the map, Rom's gonna get aggressive while Camille finds the CT player, and Rom will find Axis. And a little bit of an awkward default coming out as Jesp is alone on the B bomb site now. And players from PRiDE gonna start to poke their heads around here, Laser. Now what can Jesp do to lock this down? And that's definitely gonna help.
Yeah, it hurts if you slow peek that angle. If there's pretty much any gun there that's not a pistol, it's usually a free kill, but that's the exchange. You're trying to silently creep into the bomb site, and if you get around that angle, well, you have a much better chance. But Jesp likely gonna finish this one off. Goes for the no-scope, though, and his teammate is there to save his life. So lots of guns survive. 3 ops for CAZ. Are they planning on keeping all of these? And does PRiDE have intel on this? Because a good counter to 3 ops is just a whole lot of smokes and an execute. But generally where that's done is at the A bomb site. And PRiDE just got wrecked upon entry, going over towards the A side with a heavy execute. But if PRiDE go for a slow work kind of defaulty play, I'm really worried that these ops are going to pick them apart. Looks like they're setting up for A though.
Yeah, they're heading towards this A bomb site, and it looks like they are just going to line up their smokes right at the get-go. With a minute 40, here they come. At least there goes one. Maybe a little miscommunication as the smoke gets tossed out, trying to pull a rotation at least off the B bomb site. And God, off that smoke is going to get prompted to push into the B apps here for some information, but it looks like he's just going to rethink that, get a deep molly, and fall back. So it looks like this early smoke coming out from Exis is a warning smoke.
It seems like the play from PRiDE, what wrecked the last time is CAZ's anti-nades. The right when PRiDE executed their anti-nades nades were so good at short A that they completely got stuffed. But PRiDE, they throw a fake to burn all of those nades, and you know what, I think they did a good job doing so. But now it's just going to come down to more of a raw execute where CAZ is still going to have a lot of angles to work from with these ops because of no smokes up for PRiDE.
Yeah, with only 1 smoke remaining now on Morales. Let's see where it's going to come. It's going to land. Actually, that was his teammates upstairs. Camille from the flank finds Jess. Exis finds his player on site and turns around and gets a nice shot on his ZNF, and it's all in Smooya. And God, YNC, what can they do with 3 players remaining on PRiDE's side? And the bomb getting planted. Time is ticking. But God is going to open it up. Snoob. Snob. Sob. SNB. I don't know. I'm going to butcher that every time. He did it. And now with Camille, and it's such a strong connector position, has a crossfire set with his teammate as well from ramp. Oh, his teammate started to fall back, but it doesn't matter. Camille gets that frag. And all name butchering aside, PRiDE grind that one out.
Yeah, they do. And the ops didn't play much of a factor that round for CAZ. It was strange because the smokes weren't up. I thought the ops definitely had a chance to do more work than they actually did. I'd be surprised if CAZ go back to that, but I guess it worked out for PRiDE. That's what they wanted, to exchange utility and then have more of a raw take into the A bomb site. It ends up working out. CAZ, knowing that the PRiDE economy is not the most secure, I'm going to go for the force buy. Smooya has that scout at mid. PRiDE, they like this anti-eco / anti-force. Well, they'll group 3 people at the top of mid and just take it right away and say, okay, no matter how many people you're rushing mid, well, we got 3 rifles here, and they'd be willing to trade. There's a nice kill by ZNF, though. He does creep down the A stairs, wins that 1v1, and that's the only player of PRiDE towards A. ZNF doesn't poke in any further to see if there's anybody else outside of A, so it's not like CAZ can do a heavy rotation off of that. PRiDE will split onto the B bomb site now. Rom, way too many targets, and only 1 player with the scout and B. Way too much work to do.
Yeah, with just a scout, it looks like he is just going to try to fall off, at least get in a market to be traded, but it looks like he's going to take the duel. And Smooya will get nothing for it. God, YNC pushing in from apps, but in the meantime, Jess finds Exodus, and God actually finds Snob. Oh, dude, I cannot do it.
Hang in there.
I can do it, I believe.
It's that money sign.
It is, it trips me out. Reitz, playing Van, being extremely patient, knows the push is coming to find the head of God. DNF, what can he do in a 1v2 situation? He knows where both players are playing. But bomb is ticking with no kit on him. He finds the nice shot on Morales. 1v1 situation against Reitz. Reitz just needs to play time. Oh, but DNF goes for the challenge, and Reitz takes his head clean off. And I'll get the name right eventually, guys. Forgive me.
I'm thinking everybody's liking it. Snoob, Snob. You got a bunch of them. I mean, you probably got like a 1 in 4 chance based upon what's going through your brain, what to call them. But 5 now for PRiDE, and a very early tact called by CAZ on a round where they're gonna have to save. I'm wondering what's the adjustment that they're gonna make. I still feel this is a little early for the tactical, because what's really been going wrong for them? I mean, they had the one round where they held A quite nicely with their utility early on, and then PRiDE came back with another round where they hit towards A, or they did a fake towards A, and then eventually hit in after the CAZ had burned most of their nades to counter with. And then this round that we just saw, PRiDE kind of do their top mid anti-eco, where they stick 3 members mid. So I'm wondering what CAZ is really thinking about, because it's not like they have all that much intel on what PRiDE is capable of doing. There's still a lot of rounds, and it's not like PRiDE has shown them all that many strats. So it's kind of hard to counter-strat from this position, in my opinion, for CAZ.
Yeah, PRiDE's working a really strong default. The one thing CAZ aren't doing is they're not putting a lot of pressure on the mid. I feel like whenever PRiDE go there, they either get it for free, or at least there's only one player there from CAZ. So they're heavily favoriting being on the A bomb site and being under balcony, and leaving mid relatively open, and playing like as we saw ladder room, and we saw playing passive in jungle. Giving up mid control is not the worst thing you can do, especially if you have the angles on the players, just holding off the choke points to the other bomb sites. But PRiDE is just working off the mid control with their default so well right now. It's hard for CAZ to really hold anything.
Yeah, I agree, and maybe that's what they're discussing is next gun round, maybe go for a mid collapse. And if you never show aggression at mid from the CT side, well, that's a whole lot of nades that PRiDE do not have to use later on in the round. Some aggression from Rom. Where's the trade? Wow, he got it done with the P2K. Won't get another one. Some action towards the A side as well, but PRiDE, they do give up 2 kills in 1v1s, no less, to the default pistols of CAZ. But given the investment, decent round out from CAZ, and maybe they can even hang on to this AK. But the next round is what I'm really curious about. We'll get to see what CAZ discussed in that pause. But of course, that gives room for PRiDE. Just go for something that they haven't done yet and completely, perhaps, counter what CAZ is going to throw at PRiDE.
Yeah, and what's nice now is PRiDE have been working a default for majority of these rounds. Occasionally switching it up with a quick push, but they haven't shown their hands too many times with their pre-set up pushes yet. They have a bunch of strats, I'm assuming, just set up and waiting in the wings, but there's have no reason to execute any of them yet, as their default, again, has been working so well for them. But CAZ, the double op didn't work, the triple op didn't work, so I'm curious as to see what they're going to do. The mid pressure is an option. Let's see what they discussed. It's unfortunate I can't read minds, as nice as that would be, but Chesp can apparently read his mind and gets there. Nice peek there.
And gets both of them too, at least cutting into that money of PRiDE. See how low that actually brings them. Those were 2 really big kills, and wow, that impacted the economy way more than I thought. Looking at PRiDE, for winning 3 rounds in a row, and first 2, they don't have much bank at all. So this is a big opportunity for CAZ to get back in it. And if they lose this one, I think this is probably their best opportunity that they're going to have to get back in this match. So PRiDE, they send 1 top mid, or watching top mid from Connector, and Jesp is with them. But the A execute is on. Is it another bluff A strat? Are they just trying to get CAZ to burn their utility? But look at this, Smuya. He's actually hanging on to his Molotov, and he's one of the players watching this A bomb site. So it's another round from PRiDE, where they throw most of their smokes towards this A bomb site in hopes of getting CAZ to burn theirs, just exchanging it kind of Inferno style. But CAZ doesn't bite as hard this time.
Yeah, good on CAZ for being patient and remembering that PRiDE likes to do this, as they've done it once before, but also they rotated 1 player out immediately, and they got peaked top mid and knew that there are no players splitting top A, so they knew they can concentrate all the players to holding A ramp as well as Palace. So good on them to gain that mid control now, which is giving them so much information, as they're not being pressured at all from underpass to top mid, so this just gives them so much info. Either it's a big A fake, they're going to rotate back off to B, and it looks like CAZ have some mid control as well as a lot of A presence, and it's all on God YNC on the B bomb side all by himself, and bomb is starting to work its way back here.
Excellent mind games from PRiDE. Last time they did this, they hit the A bomb site again, and look at this from CAZ. Everybody save 1 guy is at this A bomb site, and this is disastrous for them because they give up an entry frag towards A. There's still another player causing havoc, and Yannick, he's rotated out of the B bomb site. Now he's been spotted. This fake from PRiDE was so good, just based upon how they played off of the previous rounds. That doesn't mean they're going to win the round, of course, but they've set themselves up for victory so far. Giving up a lot of frags in the meantime. 5 seconds as the bomb will go down. Needs some excellent coverage from Soon, but he's going to miss another op shot. Reeks from the bomb site. He's going to peek around. That's 2 for him. And he'll need one more to close out the round. No, it's going to be up to Soon with the op. One shot, and he'll miss it. CAZ, so thankful that Soon hit that shot, but I can't say enough about the fake that PRiDE thrown. Not just based upon this round, but the last strat that they did that on, they still hit the A-bomb site, and CAZ bought it completely.
Oh yeah, really smart for them to use their agility and just wait that a little bit of time, and then throw 2 players out. Definitely threw the players on CAZ off, as I noticed right away on my minimap. God-YNC was playing Van, just rotated right out immediately and got caught out. He was in market window as soon as the push came out from PRiDE onto the B-bomb site, and it forced him to jump out window and put himself in an unfavorable position. He made it work, but definitely cutting it extremely close when it came down to a 1v1 situation for Jesp. So PRiDE, the mind games and the anti-strats coming out really hot right now.
It's hard to blame him for that little pre-rotate too, because the last time that happened, it looks the same to Yannick inside this B-bomb site. Because when that happened previously, they lost the round, and he wants to get there as quick as possible to assist on the take. PRiDE was all a fake, fortunately for CAZ. They somehow win the round. Strong A play underway. And ZNF will get the first one. PRiDE just waiting a little bit towards the stairs. Nobody in the bomb site, so this should at least be a plant. Or wait a minute, they're gonna Rambo through the smoke. I don't know if CAZ is ready. Jungle control claimed by PRiDE, but where do they go with it? They still have a player inside of the site now planting. But what an interesting way to play onto the A bomb site for PRiDE.
Yeah, that was interesting. They just pushed the gun control and it pays off for 1 frag, but God-YNC makes him pay for it and he finds the head of Exodus. Saw Morales and Clamley. Oh, excuse me, make that Morales. And verse 2, God-YNC on half health and Jesp. Full. And with full utility as well. They see where the bomb's planted. They're going to make an assumption. That assumption would be to right as Morales is on Tetris. He's going to spray the bomb and he gets one. It's a 1v1 situation. Morales just forced to push the issue, and Morales actually gets that spray control while falling. Nice play coming up from him.
That's crazy that not a lot of players will do that now. They have such faith in their spray control that they'll just start spraying at the headshot angle before the peak even comes through. I'm way too scared to attempt that, but he made it look easy. I guess you can't blame him for it. 7-3 now for PRiDE, and what a crippling round from CAZ. Getting reset in this position, you're already down 3-7. I mean, this is almost a map for PRiDE, that round right there, because they're probably going to get up, you know, 9-3. CAZ, they're going to need some miracle Deegs. Maybe not, though. If CAZ can pull this one out, that'll propel them right back into the match as it would reset PRiDE. So a lot of onus on PRiDE to not lose any weapons this round as well, as making sure CAZ don't win it. But that's a nice start from CAZ, and I like the fact that they're shifting their setup after getting that opening kill. Yeah, you got one, but I don't think sitting on default with just upgraded pistols would be the greatest idea to win this round. Sure, maybe strip away some weapons, but again, such a big round from PRiDE last time. If they win this and keep a lot of weapons, I'm pretty much calling the map for them.
Yeah, but you'll notice the economy game is still not really strong, even winning this, but dropping 2 players is going to hurt them immensely so far. Snoom. I pronounced it right, I think. Soon. There you go. Is that what we're calling him? We're calling him Soon?
Soon. I think I said Soon B.
Soon B? Alright. I'll rock it.
Soon B sounds like Dynasty Warriors.
Oh. But Jeff, with that frag on a Reeds. Oh man. This is going to hurt their economy for PRiDE. Sure, it's going to look.
Oh yeah.
Only stringing 3 rounds together at a time doesn't allow them to get much utility built or money in the bank at all, really. It's going to hurt them. And the most money right now on a player on PRiDE is $1,400.
And you know what? I think at any point after this round, PRiDE or CAZ will be going for the buy. They've done enough damage. They might even win the round. So low are the last 2 players. Jesp, I think he got a glimpse of a player planting the bomb. But he's not going to go for the exit frag as the player leaves the bomb site. He's going to jump around into jungle right away. Is he going to play the subtle role, or is he just going to come storming into the bomb site? He's going to announce his presence. Morel spotted. Oh, so low. 20 HP. A couple more bullets from Jesp through the box would end Morel's. And I think Morel's got a glimpse of him going into the jungle. Oh, no, it wasn't peeking wide enough. So Jesp just going to call it off, save this AK for the next round. And what an excellent round from CAZ. They didn't win it, but they set themselves up for this force buy coming up. This would put them right back into the match if they could just reset PRiDE in this next round.
Yeah, no, really well played by them. Those pistols doing work around the map. And if we take a look at the economy situation now, PRiDE, after this buy, they're going to have at least 3 players on extremely low money. And CAZ, are they going to force? Looks like the pistols are just going to be out again.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting. Good resilience in them, not to force and not to panic, as they are down 8-3, but they want to get a good buy-in if they are going to have a fighting chance to win this game at all. And PRiDE having little to no utility going into this round now. Now Laser, it looks like PRiDE's going to go for that upper top mid aggression with those 3 players that we've seen them do countless times before. And they're going to get countered this time.
Yeah, we haven't seen this yet, that CAZ will take the fight with all these players on top of mid when PRiDE comes out. Maybe they should have done it earlier, because it looks like it's going well for them. I'm starting to see why they didn't go for the force now, because they're confident that they can get some kills with these pistols and keep PRiDE in that reset area economically, but they're putting a lot of pressure on this next round to win it with this full economy. I wouldn't have mind seeing a buy from CAZ either. Camille and Reetz in the 2-on-2. Almost an even 2-on-2. PRiDE will have the armor advantage, however, ZNF has a smoke. So creeping up towards the catwalk, ZNF putting a smoke down connector, and that honestly might work against them, as now nobody will have their eyes on the catwalk. Oh no, it's not a good smoke if that's what he was intending on covering towards the connector, but not looking the right way. Huge one-on-one, and PRiDE skates away with another one. I think that's 3 one-on-ones versus CAZ's 1 in that department.
Yeah, there's been a ton in it. Again, CAZ seems to just be getting these really close situations when they only have like a couple pistols and rifles, but with no armor at all or utility to work with. Their eco rounds have been working wonders, but can't close these rounds out. Now PRiDE up 9-3 against CAZ eSports, and CAZ gonna hit them back with an op in their economy. And what I like here coming up from the CAZ, I've seen it a lot more recently, is not going for the head armor and valuing utility. I've seen a lot of teams doing it recently, and it's nice.
Yeah. It's a good idea, I mean, especially if you're holding B. Look at this carpet bomb from PRiDE. It's actually going to wound themselves as they're falling out of the window. Oh, wow. That round did not go well at all for PRiDE, and that didn't even seem like a gun round.
No, they just ran right through the smoke and headfirst into some mollies into the spray of GodYNC. And he had support there to back him up, and he gets himself a 4K on the board. And just great patience coming up from CAZ. And PRiDE, that was their first B execute actually of this entire half. And the one round they decided to pick it, they run right into headfirst into 2 mollies and a spray of GodYNC and Smooya. Look at this interesting jump up and finds Morales. What a nice play coming up from him. As it is just a pistol round coming out from PRiDE though, as they are going to be saving money for the last round, Laser. And what can PRiDE get a hard execute again, you think, on the rifle round? Or are they going to go right back in that slow methodical default that's been working wonders for them pretty much this entire game?
Yeah, they can do that or go back to their A-take. I think either one has their merits. But Smooya, what an aggressive play. Jumps out middle, and he doesn't necessarily know if this is going to be a force or not from PRiDE, but I love the fact that it doesn't constrict him in his playstyle. When you're down this much, sometimes it'll make you play a little bit more cautious after you finally do win a round, because you don't want to lose anymore. But not Smooya. He just jumps right out mid with the op all alone and not afraid at all. So last player up for PRiDE is Reetz. Does have a deagle, so that's something. But the last kill will go to Smooya. That's a nice 3K for him. So 6. Is that enough for CAZ? Maybe if they win pistol.
Yeah, pistol's going to be extremely critical. And let's see what PRiDE are going to get into this round. Extremely low in money. It looks like 3 AKs is all she's going to write for this buy, at least for PRiDE. And at least they get 4 smokes on the board. The options are open, but CAZ with the utility advantage and the AUG and the double op actually comes out once again for CAZ. We've seen this flop a couple times, but can they make it work this time for themselves? As they will have definitely the range advantage with the utility in hand. And a minute 35 on the clock, and PRiDE are just going to fall right back into the strong default this time. Putting a little bit more pressure on mid than normal. 200 past 2 top mid. Just trying to lock this down with the op and window. And Laser, what do you like? Do you like this coming up from PRiDE? Looks like they're doing someone window as well.
Looks okay, but have to get control of this window area. And now it is announced to CAZ that at least a couple members of PRiDE are at the mid. CAZ this whole time has been creeping a player out of the palace. That's ZNF. He's all the way out. He's not going to see anybody towards lower A, however, so CAZ will be in the dark towards that position. And if PRiDE's going to have a chance here, they need to start splitting onto the A bomb site now. Of course, they don't know that a player will be flanking them. But Camille, he's still sitting bottom of A stairs. He's hoping and praying that Smooya will eventually peek, but the timing, that CS timing, so unfortunate. You know, like the Murphy's Law of timing there. DNF's flank will finally arrive, and he'll finish off the round in style. That's 6 for CAZ, enough again if they win pistol.
Yeah, it's gonna be again. This pistol is gonna be so critical. As 9-6. I don't think that's the most favorable scoreline going into your T half on this map. And PRiDE, their default's working just wonders for them this entire T half, as they were able to work a default on the map, get the opening picks, force rotations from CAZ, and just get themselves favorable gunfights and with numbers to back it up as well. That entire half, and CAZ got their footing near the end there. Feeding. I don't know what I was going for there. They get their footing near the end, and they at least make it interesting here going into the second round any minute here. Blazer. Question is, do CAZ, do they do something out of the ordinary, or do they stick to the norms? What do they have to do this pistol round to make it doable for themselves?
I usually have a good idea, but again, I don't know how this PRiDE defense generally likes to play on their CT pistols. Some teams like to go for that super default play back, take the long distance fights with the USPs, and then go for the retake, or do they like to play the in-your-face style? I'm not too sure, but CAZ, I think they'll just go with, if I can remember correctly, a split onto the A bomb site, but not right away. I think that's what they did last time I saw. Again, it's been a lot of teams that not too, I don't remember too much from our open qualifier. Coming into this, PRiDE, the way they're working that default, as you highlighted, generally insinuates that they can, go for strong mid control of their own on that CT side. So I'm not too sure we're gonna see. However, also side note, ZNF, he doesn't even look like the same player once he's came to the Europe. Not just because of who he's surrounded by, it doesn't look like he's being set up all that well, but he looks like a stronger fragger than he was on the North American front. Perhaps I'm seeing things, but that's what I've been getting from this. And also, I'd like to give a thanks to CSGO 2x, CSGO2x.com. They are the roulette gambling service to go to. And try to run up your skins. You donate a skin. I shouldn't say donate, you put in a skin, they give you a coin equivalent, and then you gamble on some roulette. If you haven't been to the casinos, if you're not as much of a hedonist than I, basically 50-50 slight variance due to the greens, and you put your coins on red or black, the roulette wheel spins, and you pray to the gambling gods that it falls on your color. We'll do a little gambling at the end if you'd like to stay tuned. I will show you how to win or lose money. Trust me, I go big. You don't want to miss it. But we're back into the action now. CAZ versus PRiDE. And CAZ desperately need the pistol round.
Desperately need this pistol. And guys, we are your casters. I'm Seaside at Seaside Twitch. And this is Laser Jesus at Laser Jesus. Am I right?
Correct.
Look at that. And this pistol, as you mentioned, critical for CAZ. And it looks like they're going to get some utility behind themselves in the raid boss coming out. The Tech 9 is out on Jess, but it looks like he's not going to drop to anyone with armor. Interesting decision coming out, but he does have a smoke under his belt as well. And CAZ is going to go for some big aggression here. That smoke's going to land catwalk. Actually, that's going to land right in window. Perfect smoke. I thought that was a catwalk smoke. I'm going crazy. And they gain full mid control, and looks like they're going to start splitting up connector already. Jesp going to run right through PRiDE smoke. He's going to push jungle. An interesting round so far. No one's died from either side. This is pretty hectic, as Morales is going to rotate back to find players trying to creep through this little window. And Morales, take him out. So yeah, finally gets return firing access, and Camille onto ZNF. This is such a hectic round, and Camille finds two. And he spots the bomb. Now Rom has to get over there to help his teammate, who is trapped with bomb, but it looks like he actually will get out. Reeds, he'll find Rom, and Smooya, it's all on him in a 1v4 laser. That round fell apart for his CAZ.
So I was like, yes, I remembered correctly. They're going to split onto A, but then they ran connector into the jungle. Like, oh, that wasn't part of what I remembered. And they couldn't get into the CT area. I think they're really hoping to find that player inside of the jungle and make contact with them just with sheer numbers. But PRiDE, they sacrificed the area. They gave it to CAZ, and they played inside of CT. So once CAZ realized, oh no, we're not going to make it through the crawl space, they try to come back to the A-bomb site, which is already not going well, because they leave the A player all alone, and they don't necessarily try to trade off onto him. And I think that was Camille who was just tapping heads with the USP when CAZ was trying to fall back. I don't mind the plan, but when somebody's not in jungle, it looked like their contingency plan was a little shaky.
Yeah, they had no out. That was a full commit coming up from CAZ. They definitely wanted to get out of that window and push into CT. And now PRiDE winning that critical pistol round. Oh boy. Have the SMGs and a couple rifles. They're just going to play back, hold this default of their own, and just let the CAZ players run right into their arms and say thank you very much. And let's see, as CAZ did force into this round with armor and some pistols, they got themselves 3 flashbangs, so an execution looks like is the plan, but it looks like they're just going to play it slow, see if any member of PRiDE are going to get aggressive here. With 45 seconds remaining, I don't know, this seems like a slaughter with 3 players here, already from PRiDE. And it's so critical as well that Camille is top. His connector getting that top mid info, as they did only spot 1 player, and here comes the push. It's Reitz with the P90. Will he hold left mouse button down? He will. Can he get fragged? Smooya, does he enough kill Smooya in return? Soon be. Can't find anything with that spray. It looks like it's working also for CAZ as they get side control. But that Morales from Catwalk making it interesting. Camille pushes in with his teammates. And won't clean it up, so get themselves 2 frags. No bomb plant. And that's going to hurt the economy. They wanted that bomb plant desperately.
It's really nice of CAZ that they sent that player to top mid. That pulled a pretty big rotate from PRiDE. PRiDE had 3 players at that B bomb site before one of the members of CAZ was spotted at mid. I thought that would at least allow CAZ to get a bomb plant. PRiDE deny that. And the full Glock round coming out. So Smooya will be our rebel. Nope, he has a buddy. So 2 P250s, Jesp and Smooya. And I think this round will go worse than the last. Aside from maybe Morales getting caught out. Nope, gonna make the jump. Reitz this time doesn't have the P90, but he does have another weapon he could just hold down. And the fall back being called from CAZ. See, I don't like this. CAZ, you only got Glocks. And if you're planning on running all the way back towards the A side, Exodus, he's going to hear exactly what's going on. Jeff manages to get a kill over towards B. That's actually pretty big. But again, if you're planning on running all the way back to the A side, PRiDE's going to hear you. And actually, it works out, though. PRiDE, they're way towards the B bomb site. So CAZ may be able to get the bomb down. Nah, never mind.
Yeah. PRiDE just going to slaughter them with the rifle advantage. And the pistol actually comes out from Reitz as well. So a good read for PRiDE, knowing that no other players from CAZ were coming out, and they just put on their Nikes, lace them up nice and tight, and get the sprint all the way back to the bomb
flyers
site.
For you old schoolers.
What about some moon shoes?
Oh, way too old for me.
Really?
I have no idea what moon shoes are,
moon
but
shoes?
they sound cool.
Oh, they're a blast, man. I'm
You
too
wear
big
them
for them now, but
in the jumping gym, is it called?
the jungle gym.
Jungle gym, yeah.
Oh,
Alright,
man.
back to Counter-Strike. We got our first gun round of the second half. And CAZ, just like Pistol, they need this so badly. Camille will be first contact from Connector. PRiDE, though, this is really aggressive on the first gun round. They've gotten so much intel. Nobody from CAZ is inside of the B apartments, and they'll begin to shift off now. As Exis, he's way deep in the apartments. That allows Morels to fall off and assist towards mid. But going towards mid with Morels, I'm not sure this is the fight you want to take. He doesn't have much help with him towards mid. He'll be peering out from Catwalk, but it actually is the fight he wants to take as CAZ. They didn't expect anybody to peek from the Catwalk. CAZ still trying to open up onto the A bomb site. There is Morels from the Catwalk. CAZ have their top mid control, but all the info in the world over towards PRiDE is still we have a player creeping up into the apartments, and I think this will be the death sentence whenever he arrives on the flank.
Oh, completely, and bomb is trapped. It's just trapped Connector, and ZNF gets picked from Snood. Oh my goodness. Soon, soon NB.
That's your kryptonite.
Oh man, that's gonna kill me, but he actually gets a frag. It makes me pay for him butchering his name, but Smooya gets the return frag. Oh, and almost gets that flick up onto Reitz, but you're right, they pushed in to be extremely aggressively. Both players get so much information, just leave with us. Exodus, they just left him there. Said, hey.
Kind of reminiscent of their first gun round too, because what they did on their first gun round was just an instant hard A play. It's instantly testing what they're going to do on the first gun round. How many players in A are they going to keep? Are they susceptible to our smoke take? That now on the CT side, PRiDE on their first gun round rushed 2 people into the B apartments. That's testing CAZ's default. If they're planning on working a default, how many members are they going to put inside of B apartments? This is all information that PRiDE can use later on, but they just win the round. So it's just like their first gun round with how aggressive they're getting. And I love that so much out of PRiDE, that they're willing to gamble on that first gun round. But this round, CAZ, we're going to try towards B one more time, and it's split up. Oh, this is ugly.
Yeah, this is a slaughter again, and it's only God YNC. And that nade is taken by the server, and ZNF gets picked up on connector by Camille. And PRiDE on 14 rounds, and with CAZ, they get money in the bank. They invested in some bonds. It looks like it had good turnover. I wish that was the thing you could do.
Right. I think you gotta be like, what, 60 or older to be a part of that?
Probably.
Buying bonds. I don't know if I'd do it anyways. Way too irresponsible.
Look at this. PRiDE hitting him with a double up already. And CAZ with a little to no money. The utility is going to be extremely low on CAZ, and it looks like they're already going to use most of it up already, with only one molly remaining for a bomb take, as they use these mollies instead of smokes to gain control around the map. And Reitz, the only player, but look at Axis. So much information again for them, as they know CAZ is working default at this point. He can get his frag and ROM, but no, he's going to smart plan him to get out there, not to continue to take that gun battle. Soon B. I got it that time.
Hey!
Gonna try to get this frag towards the B bomb side, so default's coming up from both teams. But so much information was gifted to PRiDE at the beginning.
Yeah, a lot.
But there's still 2 players towards B. Looks like they didn't capitalize on any of it, as they know they have pretty much lost mid control to the players on CAZ.
We got Jesp at bench at middle. Still a little aggressed at the bottom of A stairs and Nexus. Critical frag going over to CAZ. That'll open up the A bomb site, but do they want to take right away is the question. As they're still kind of waiting at the A stairs. They got a player inside of Palace ready to go as well. Morels is still the only player inside of A, but now everybody beginning to rotate over from PRiDE and CAZ. Even if they realize that everybody's rotated, they don't have enough time to go back towards that B bomb site now. So with that passivity, or just the tentativeness of CAZ, they've allowed everybody to rotate. Now they've been cut down to 2 players before the taking begins from CAZ. And Yannick will fire back, but he's so low, just 7 HP. Reitz at ticket, avoids most of the nade damage, but soon B will arrive with his options just up to YNC. Look at this, Reitz has crept up in the smoke. YNC has no idea, he might even get knifed. Something spooked him. Reitz made a noise or something, and he's crept around to the firebox. Yannick knows he has to get the bomb down. Reitz, he's gonna buy the fake. Yannick going around the box, we got ring around the Rosie, and Reitz is gonna win it with just 1 second left. Man, that got close. What made the noise? Did he pick up a nade or something?
I think he might have picked up a pistol, or I'm not too sure. He just, either a call came out from a teammate that he saw him in a smoke. The spectating sometimes a little bit different.
True.
And he possibly saw the shadow that his teammate didn't see. And now that's going to put CAZ in such an awkward situation with a scout, a couple kills, and little to no utility. And what happened with CAZ there is they used their utility to gain themselves map control. And they slowly, inch by inch, try to gain that map control that they already own once again, but with no utility to regain the map control. If that makes any sense. They just used their utility extremely early on and didn't capitalize on it, as they molly connector and molly window, and they only left 1 player in mid after they gained full mid control. Regardless, this round they need to come up big, and Zenaf starts it off well with a frag on Nexus and a second on Camille. So that's a bomb site completely over to CAZ. Why didn't they do this last round?
I think PRiDE was peeking a little bit more than usual. They had an auto snipe in CNF. Just walks to the bomb that murders everybody. Ooh, I thought he was looking at an ace. You can find that next one. PRiDE's still not out of this round. Wow, soon B. That looked weird. It looked like he was still midair as he blasted Smooya away. A 3-on-3, a very wounded PRiDE. And the HP, not emotionally. They're slowly creeping around this A bomb site. But CAZ, they haven't gotten the bomb down yet. They're being very passive on their approach. This got them in trouble in the previous round, and again, soon B cutting those numbers down, and he's not done. He'll begin creeping into the jungle in the stack from PRiDE. There's no way CAZ expect this. Yeah, bro, I'm going down 100% of the time, and just why they need a clutch. This man can do it, but not today. 16-6 for PRiDE, a dominant performance over CAZ, who I believe was the favorites on Lounge.
Yeah, I think they actually did have a few percent lead, and it just came down to the T-fall from PRiDE and just using their utility wisely and not using it too early on in the round. And CAZ that second half didn't get their footing at all when it came to the economy game. They win 1 and lose 1 immediately and get a hard reset, and it was just too unfortunate for them. They couldn't get any money behind their pushes. They definitely were fragging well and able to hit the shots, but when it came down to it, no utility to hold, no utility to take, around the map. Not much they could do, but smart play coming up from PRiDE with the mind games the entire match. And it was really fun to watch, and I really enjoyed casting it. Thanks so much, Leisure. Appreciate it a lot, man.
Yeah, it was fun. I always enjoy it, and PRiDE, and it surprised me, really, how well they handled CAZ. And CAZ has taken out quite a few different names in our open qualifier, but this is their end. I think they got a spot in the closed qualifier, though, with how far they made it, and PRiDE definitely in the running for getting a direct spot into the Pro Series, so congratulations to them. You can bow out now or join me if you wish, but it's time to play some roulette. My favorite service, CSGO2x.com. If you'd like some free coin to play along with us, you can use the promo code RGN at the end of it, so just CSGO2x.com/RGN. If you haven't done it yet, get those free credits, and let's go. I'm ready to win some coin here. Maybe run it all the way up to the D-Lore if I am so lucky today. So let's get this up and running. If you don't know what it is a coin or skin gambling service where you can double, triple, quadruple up, however risky you're feeling with your skins. And even in one, you can double up fully. If you're wondering why the green is only 11x payout, it's because there's actually 3 green numbers instead of just 2 in the standard roulette wheel. But let's start it off with the relatively small bet. Maybe it's a big one for y'all, but let's go 10k on black because that seems to be the favorite. We're gonna get it in. Get it in. Yes. All right. So it's been 3 red and then 1 black. There's a couple different ways people go about it. You know, if you're a heavy roulette user, you might have your own methodology, but usually when it's been so many numbers in a row of a certain color, odds dictate that it's going to be the other one eventually. Unfortunately, we guessed wrong, and we went against that methodology. So another way you could do it, once you lose about, 100, 1k, 10,000 chips, you double it and win it all back. So I'm not done with black. We're going 20,000 on black this time. We got to run it. We got to get it back. Let's see how this one goes. Again, CSGO2x.com/RGN at the end if you'd like some free credits. And if you don't have any skins to put into it and you still want to play, there's a couple of offers and different partners that you can use to generate some coins just by showing some support. There it is. All right, we got it back. So a more responsible person to say what you meant, they might call it quits with the 10,000 plus, but that's not me. We got to go all the way in. It looks like it was just recently green, so I can't go there. But I'm thinking it's gonna be another black. That's what I got. So we're going 30k. We're going for broke. This is it. If I win, I walk away. I'm walking away. I promise. Maybe. I don't know. Gotta be responsible with this stuff. Again, super fun. Play with your friends and take their money. You can always bet against them. Say I told you so. Be that guy that nobody likes. There we go. And all right, we're winners today. There we go. I hope you bet with me, everybody. But CSGO2x.com/RGN at the end if you'd like those free credits. But I think that is it for us today at RGN. Probably have some more matches for you tomorrow. And maybe something I don't know about later today. I haven't looked at the schedule. Don't hurt me. See you guys later.